All right. Tonight, let's do a special update. Tonight, we'll focus on semiconductors. We'll look at the ETF SOXX, and we'll also look at some of the biggest semiconductor stocks in the ETF. And keep in mind, with Nvidia, this is a market-moving name. At one point, it was the largest market cap stock in America. That has since been taken back over by Apple, but without a doubt, this is definitely a market-moving name. So with Nvidia's earnings today, they did another beat, no longer double digits, but that's to be expected. As they're continuing to grow, it's going to be harder and harder to surprise the market. But they did beat on revenue and on the earnings per share. And more importantly, because keep in mind, anytime there's an earnings report, that is not what the market cares about. We need to see positive growth, which is future guidance. So they're going from a $39.33 billion reported revenue up to their guided next quarter, which is going to be $42 billion. Which is a great sign because that shows Nvidia is still growing, and companies that continue to grow typically have the most favor in the stock market, as that is what buyers and investors are looking for. So with Nvidia, it is a very simple chart to read right now. We are sitting right here on a bounce above a rising 200 daily moving average off of that bounce above 126. And as we come into resistance, we're going to have two scenarios here. We're going to likely bounce into the mid 130s, somewhere between 134 and 136. And then from there, we are either going to get a lower high rejection and continue lower, or the bulls are going to take over and we're going to get out here above 140 and continue to push higher. So Nvidia is likely going higher in the very near term, but once we start getting up into this resistance, that is the best time to watch and wait to see if price can get out here above resistance, which is going to be above 140, or if we're going to get rejected in the mid 130s to low 140s and then continue lower to the low 120s. Now, keep in mind, even though Nvidia beat earnings and raised guidance, nothing beats following price as a trader. It doesn't matter if the earnings were good. If the price is going lower, the price is going lower. And that is the most important lesson that traders in the short term need to learn, is sometimes the stock doesn't do what you think it should do. That is why it's more important to always follow the price on the chart. So with Nvidia, you have two critical resistance levels above, right around 134, the mid 130s between 135 and 136, all the way up to about 138 to 140. This is going to be a very critical resistance zone. And yes, I know a lot of those numbers are very close together. So you're going to have to watch exactly where price reacts. And if at any point Nvidia gets out above 140, that is extremely bullish. And that is telling us from price that Nvidia is trying to break out and head higher into the 150s and possibly even 160s. Now, keep in mind, it is possible Nvidia already put in a higher low off of the rising 200 daily moving average, and the bull scenario could take over from here. We just need that confirmation from price right here, breaking out above 140. So Nvidia did everything they needed to do on the earnings. Now we need to see how the price reacts to it tomorrow. And keep in mind, even in the bearish scenario, it's likely we go a little bit higher first. So don't get faked out. If we start getting rejected from the mid 130s, it is still possible we're going lower down into the low 120s. So move like water. I don't think there's any real strong edge either way here. If you are a trader, you need to manage risk at the breakdown. A great risk level for the bulls is right here, right around 123. And a great risk level for the bears will be up here right around 140. Let the price do all the talking and do not have a bias, because as I said earlier, even though the earnings were great and they crushed the earnings and raised guidance, that doesn't guarantee anything about what the price is going to do from here. To illustrate that point, let's jump over to SOXX, which is the semiconductors ETF. And as you can see from this chart, if we date this back to the left of the screen, going all the way back to where price was in this range previously, that takes us all the way back to exactly 12 months ago in February of 2024, where we were still trading in the same exact range, right here in this zone between 210 all the way up to about 236. So you can see this very clearly if I just draw this line that we've just been bouncing around between support and resistance and support and resistance. And this is over 12 months of doing this now, which means a buy and hold investor that is in this ETF is sitting in the same exact range that they were sitting in 12 months ago. And this is why I personally like being a trader, because you can put your money to work and you can continue to move like water. And in a range like this, as a trader, you can make a lot of money while a buy and hold investor is simply getting frustrated frustrated that it's not breaking out and it's not moving. So keep that in mind. A lot of the reason this ETF is not moving out of the range is because a lot of the AI hype was already priced in, and now it's really just consolidating a lot of those gains, getting ready for the next major move. And that's important to note because there will be a major move. Once you're in a range for over 12 months, you're typically going to break out of that range. And I do think we have a very clear range to watch here, which is going to be either a breakdown below the range low at 210 or a breakout above the range high at 236. Now, until that happens, we either going to get the bear breakdown or the bull breakout. There is still the possibility we just continue to ping pong around in this range and then get a breakout at a later date. But with the earnings happening and Nvidia spilling some of the beans, we could start to break out of this range sooner rather than later. So this is a very clear range. Watch it very closely. We're closer to the bottom of the range down here at 210. And if we start to break above the midpoint of the range above the 220s, we could push back to the top of the range at 236. Above 236, we should easily start pushing higher towards 250, and below the bottom of the range at 210, we start heading lower down towards 198. Now, while this is happening, the Bollinger Bands are starting to squeeze. Price is below all of the moving averages, but in a range, that means we don't have any strong trend. It's just noting that we are a little bit weak right now, so any sign of strength will require a break back above 223. Above 223, we could easily push higher towards 236, and if we get rejected from 223, look for a push down to the bottom of the range at 210. The next semiconductor stock we can look at is Broadcom, ticker symbol AVGO, which is also sitting in here within a range between 201 all the way up to about 250, with the midpoint of the range right around 224. And while we're down below 224, you can see we are developing a little bit of a bear trend, but the bear breakdown won't be unless we start breaking down below the bottom of the range at 202, and that would bring us down towards 186. A bull breakout will be a break above 224, and then we can start heading higher towards the top of the range at 250. Next up will be Qualcomm, ticker symbol QCOM, and this one did get a double top rejection from 176, and then we did break down below the neckline, and below that we were supposed to get a full measured move lower down to 160, and that is exactly what happened. So the double top price target has already been met, and from here I think there's a good chance Qualcomm is going to start bouncing back higher towards the breakdown, which is going to be a retest of about 167. If we can break back above 167 and hold that as support, we'll likely push higher towards the top of the range at 176. And if the bears reject this retest at 167, then we'll likely come back down towards the bottom of the range at 160 and likely even break it and head down lower towards 157. So in the very short term, there's a good chance Qualcomm is going to bounce up higher towards 167. And then from there, watch to see if we can break above it for the bull scenario or reject it for the bear scenario. And then let's look at AMD stock, because this is one of the few semiconductor stocks which is a top 4 stock in the semiconductors ETF. However, as you can tell, this thing is currently in a bear market, which is currently down over 50% from the previous all-time high. So the biggest thing with AMD is, yes, they're very good. They have a great CEO and they're a great company, but they're not showing that data center growth in the AI because Nvidia has largely taken over that market share. So this stock has fallen out of favor, and for that reason, it is currently in a bear market trending lower. And the real catalyst that is going to break this stock out of the bear trend is going to be some evidence and some proof that it can start to eat away at some of the market share that Nvidia is capturing. And then I do believe this stock will reverse very quickly, but that could be a long time coming until we get more proof and more evidence, either through a future earnings report or some sort of announcement that AMD is on the right track. So just keep that in mind. This is a bear market. This is a bear trend. And anytime you're in a downtrend, as I always tell you with any trend, the trend is your friend. And as you can see on AMD, we did get that rejection from 114, which was also a test of that negatively sloping 20 daily moving average. And on that rejection, we came all the way back down to the bottom of the range at 107. And now that we're starting to break down below it, it is possible that AMD is trying to head down lower towards 100 and then 95. Now, with any breakdown, there is something called a false breakdown, which is a little bit of a bear trap. And the only way you're going to know this is a bear trap is if we start to see very impulsive moves after we break back above 107. So in a bear trap scenario, this is just a false breakdown to liquidate a lot of the long positions, bait in some of the bears to start shorting it. And then if we start to break back above 107 and get an impulsive move higher to break back above 114, in that event will likely head higher towards 122 in the short term. If we come up to 107 and reject it, that is the move that is likely going to take us down towards 95. So right now in the very near term, it is very important to understand this isn't a bear trend. So the highest probability chance is that it will get rejected at resistance. And that means from 107, it'll likely be a sell down towards 95. But just be very cautious of the bear trap, because if we break back above 107, we could still get a very bullish scenario, which would likely be very impulsive. So yes, AMD is still in the doghouse. It is still in a very bearish trend, but it is still a top 4 company in the ETF that we went over. And for that reason, it is still a company that is being recognized as a very important player in the semiconductor space. That doesn't matter though, because you have to follow price. And right now, if you're waiting to get bullish on AMD, the best way to do that would be waiting until it can get back above 107 and then using the recent low as your level to manage risk from, which is currently down here right around 104. So AMD is in a bear trend. That could change very quickly, but you need to see it through price, and the price breakout will be above 107 and 114 before you should be looking to get bullish. So watch these critical levels on the semiconductors, and keep in mind what I said about the ETF SOXX is that we have been in this trading range for over 12 months now, and that is significant because once we break out of this range, whether it be to the downside or the upside, we will likely get a very powerful move. And Nvidia could be the stock that leads the way and leads the charge. So watch Nvidia very closely, because on Nvidia, we are also near a very critical juncture of whether we're going to go higher or lower. There's that saying that a rising tide lifts all boats. So if Nvidia is going higher, I do believe that will be bullish across the board. So try not to get caught up in any fundamental stories. At the end of the day, if we're getting positive inflows into the semiconductors, it is likely going to be bullish for all of them. If you want to come trade with me, the best way to do that is TSC Trade Alerts, where you get the exact buy and sell alerts that I'm trading for the TQQs and the SQQs, and you can find out how to join that by clicking on the link in the description of this video. So thank you for watching, everybody. Now go crush this market.